Hiya, this is Simba. We're going to go through the Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar with you, and Simba's going to be my little champion today. She's very good. But look, doesn't matter if anyone's home or not home, she'll run up and down the street and barking. It's quite annoying, and the word embarrassing has been used as well. So I'm going to show you the Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar here, and we're going to do a fitting and go through how it works. There's probably two things here that I find quite unique about this. Number one, or probably three, if you've got a little dog and you don't want to go too big as far as what the dog wears, you never want to have the dog wearing a brick around their neck. The Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar is probably one of the smallest ones I've seen on the market, and it's very dog friendly. So the size is the big important factor with little dogs like Simba here. Now the other factor is that it has a couple of good features. One is it has dual activation, which some of the Petsafe collars have as well. They need vibration and sound to activate. So the safety feature is if they get knocked on the stairs when the dog's going up and down the veranda, the collar gets bumped, it's not going to activate accidentally. I'm going to start taking this out of the box. I did prepare this a little bit earlier, and you might need to do what I did and get a pocket knife and rip it open because it's almost impossible to get out. Anyway, those features that I'm talking about now are explained in the cover. Don't worry about all this writing. Most of it, all this stuff here is all in a different language. This is all the English stuff that I can understand anyway. You get your manual and you get warranty cards and stuff, but if you have any dramas you can always give us a call and we can walk you through it over the phone, but we'll cover that. Now the second point is it has temperament learning. So that's a little bit more technical and it's quite unique. What that means is that the collar will go off at a very low level to begin with. When it activates, hearing the vibration and the sound at exactly the same time. When it goes off at a very low level initially, and your dog may not even notice that they've been corrected, and the collar does have a little window there so you can see the globe. If I take this out, you'll see a little globe in there. If you can see that properly. The globe flashes when the collar goes off, and I don't have my 10-cent piece to turn it on, do I? So what you need to remember is that when it goes off at a very low level. They may not even show an indication that they've been corrected by the collar, but the collar will then jump up a level and wait at the next level for a little while, and if Simba keeps barking, she's going to get a correction, is going to get a correction at the next highest level, and then it jumps up again. Now the temperament learning thing means that as the collar, the computer in the collar, learns which level stops Simba barking the most, it will start to reduce the amount of corrections at the low levels and only focus on the higher levels. So if we've got level 1 to 10, which this collar has 1 to 10, and he starts barking, he'll get corrected at 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then maybe 5, and then stop barking, and the collar eventually works out that we don't need level 1 and 2, we just need those sort of higher levels. But you can come along later, there's a little trick there as well, and when you turn the collar on, let's get romantic, shall we, Simba? When you turn the collar on, using a simple key, you'll see the flash there. Now, that's flashed 5 times to say that it's at that level. A little bit on testing the collar, you need the sound and the vibration, so if you get a wooden service and you watch that little light there and you blow in as you rub it along very gently, you'll see the little red flash. That means the collar has activated, and it's also learning the levels as well. Now it's not going to, yes sweetie, it's not going to, such a darling, it's not going to, what was I going to say, go off. If your dog goes bark, 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 it's not going to go up, up, up. It's actually got a delay feature so your dog can have 3 or 4 barks before it goes off again, so don't worry too much about that. But when you're training, you've got to be ready for your dog to get a bit of a fright, and you don't want your dog running around the back garden going bark, bark, ouch, bark, bark, ouch. So do control the situation. Put one of these things on and even just put your foot on it so your dog can't run away. Now what I've done is I've trimmed the end off, done a nice fit, and so we're ready to go. And what I'll do now is I'll turn this off so you can see the light. We'll see if that works. That's off. Turn it on. No, it didn't do it. It needs more memory stored as far as corrections to actually come in with the orange light. But when it goes orange and you turn it off then on, it will flash green 5 times. Okay, back to the video after I've shown you that. Thanks a lot, bye. Alright, so once it's got a record, it can then be reset, and you saw it go orange. If you turn it off, and then on again. When it's orange, it will then flash 5 times and say that it's reset. If you want to turn this off, you simply turn the battery to the off position and you can leave it on the fridge and bring it out when you need it. Now, my tips on training and how to use this collar to get effective long-term results will be included in the package, and we don't give them away now. We're just explaining how the collar works. We'll get you that treat as a free gift if you do order this particular collar and any other collar. So, battery wise, yes, it is waterproof, which is pretty cool, because there's the sound detector and these are the vibration detectors, and they need to be resting up against Simba's vocal cords so that they pick up the vibration nicely, and we've got a few tricks on that as well in our kit. So if you want to turn it off, it will remember the level, and the other trick is if this remembers that your dog stops barking at level 2 and all of a sudden Simba gets the idea that level 2 is not so significant, then you've got to remember to reset it to allow it to go to high levels. That's a bit of a trap for young players. So when you're fitting this collar, like all collars, this little tag here just says don't use this to lead your dog around, because you're going to pull those probes in. So it's not a collar you need to use. As far as wearing this with other collars, it's a little bit safer than most because it needs the dual activation, don't forget. Simba, excuse me, can I put this pretty collar on you? Now when I put it on, I'm going to simply put it on, get it to a rough guide, try and fit it. You are gorgeous, aren't you? So happy. I'm going to come up and do more demos with you. So that the 3 probes are touching Simba's Adam's apple, if Simba has an Adam's apple, and about the same pressure you put on your wrist to feel your pulse. Any tighter, Simba's going to get uncomfortable. He's going to shake his neck, move it to the side of the neck, and it's not going to work because it's not picking up the vibration. It needs the vibration. Too loose, it won't pick up the vibration, so you're going to have that balance. There's a couple of tricks in our kit. One of them is don't do it up too tight. When you've finished, you can then trim off the excess tag, and I like to balance the clip and the keeper, the tri-clip, at 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock as much as possible so that we get a good balance and it helps balance the collar up. Alright, we're going to go and put this on Simba. There are flashing lights in here to tell us that the collar's working. When you change the battery, simply grab your trusty set of keys, turn it to the off position, actually turn it to the triangle, the battery pops out, and this is really cool. That is the lid to the battery. That is the lid to the collar, and it is the battery. And when you get a new battery, you put that one in the bin, and you get a new one, and that gives you new O-rings to keep it waterproof, and it gives you a new battery. Alright, well, Simba's pretty bored now, so we'll go and see if we can get the bark collar fitted, put this back together. Got any questions, give us a call, fill in a contact us form, jump on Facebook, ask some questions, etc. and see how you go. But Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar, very good if you've got a small dog and you don't want a really big bulky box hanging off your dog's neck. Very safe as well, and I like the temperament learning. I like the warranty as well. Read that on the sheet. Okay, 1300 the dog, 1300 843 364. Over and out. Hiya, this is Simba. We're going to go through the Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar with you, and Simba's going to be my little champion today. She's very good. But look, doesn't matter if anyone's home or not home, she'll run up and down the street and barking. It's quite annoying, and the word embarrassing has been used as well. So I'm going to show you the Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar here, and we're going to do a fitting and go through how it works. There's probably 2 things here that I find quite unique about this. Number 1, or probably 3, if you've got a little dog and you don't want to go too big as far as what the dog wears, you never want to have the dog wearing a brick around their neck, the Petsafe Elite Little Dog Bark Collar is probably one of the smallest ones I've seen on the market, and it's very dog friendly. So the size is the big important factor with little dogs.